How's it going, guys? Road break one more time. We're here. We're gonna try to be brief because we have a lot to cover today. I have the whole panel with me.
Smackdown, NXT.
I have Goat and I have John Paul Ek, and I'm Juan. So hope you guys are having a great weekend. We are having a good weekend. So we're ready to talk about wrestling right now. We're gonna talk about everything that took place during SmackDown Live and NXT. We're gonna combine both because, well, the one show didn't do as much.
Yeah.
Didn't do as much for neither one of us. And NXT actually had something really great that took place there. Please remember, follow us on Facebook, Road Break, the original Road Break on YouTube. We're gonna start to gravitate more onto the YouTube scene. Because Facebook, for some reason, is trying to sabotage all the work that we've done.
Yeah, the uploads are getting a little funky, so YouTube is the way to go.
So YouTube, so please, everybody that is following the page, please remember, YouTube is going to be our main source for the videos.
Yes.
So please help us out on that. Subscribe to the channel. We're going to have even more things coming up. We've been sitting here for an hour just talking about new goals for the show and everything. So, Ryan, we're going to talk about SmackDown Live. The show didn't do anything for neither one of us.
Yeah, we can get this out of the way.
We got to get this out of the way just because we love you guys. I did watch, so we're going to... The show started with Team Hogan, Team Ric Flair. They had a really weird promo. They have 3 members of the Team Flair team, 3 members of Team Hogan. It was Roman Reigns, Shorty Gable, and Ali.
Do you want to talk about his basketball gear he wears now?
Oh yeah,
or whatever that is.
Yeah.
To me, he had no problem with the wrestler. You know, he was in the Olympics, all that. Just come out, be the wrestler gimmick, wear the singlet.
Yeah, I don't know why you gotta become all like Dr. Thugonomics one more time. So
yeah. Anyway,
and of course they do something that AEW never do. It's like in the first segment, you already set up for the main event because it's like, let's have a match. The
main event should be announced a week in advance to promote the show.
We've talked about this, though.
Yeah, we've talked about
this, that it's so formulaic every single week that they do it all the time. It bothers me.
You guys will already know about what we said on the AEW Dynamite Week 4 review, but of course Facebook doesn't want to help out, so for that reason we gotta keep pumping it up. So I'm hoping Facebook hears up. Please upload the videos. It takes time to edit. It takes time to get all of us together. We've lost in relationships, and no, we're not doing any of that. But so the match took place. They set up. They said, of course, let's have a main event. Let's put everybody that is in the ring in a match. Oh, and of course Hogan. Hogan did say something that Ryan can help me out on this, and you too, because you two are really old school. Has Flair ever beat Hogan?
Yeah, I don't think so. So
to me, that's kind of unheard of and kind of bothered me.
For me, again, Arn Anderson said it the best in an interview. He said now this is an older interview, but he said, Ric Flair to me is the greatest of all time, but when you think wrestling, you think Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's unfortunate because Hulk Hogan, I'm sorry, but Bobby the Brain Heenan said it the best. Hulk Hogan could not tell the difference between a wrist lock and a wristwatch. And I absolutely agree. Terrible wrestler. But he got over, Rocky...
He put it on the map.
Yeah, Rocky 3,
Thunder Lips.
He was in that. That was a big deal. He was in the AWA. Then, had all that big hype. Vince McMahon brought him in, got a lot of attention, whereas Ric Flair is, to me, a much better wrestler. Better promo to me, too, because he doesn't do the formulaic stuff.
Say your prayers,
eating the
vitamins. Yeah, Ric Flair came up with his own things also to the scale and wheeling.
Yeah, and also Gene Okerlund definitely helped carry Hogan in some of the promos.
Definitely.
Especially early on.
Yes, in Mouth of the South.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy Hart.
Jimmy Hart, and Jimmy Hart was there. My question to both of you guys is why is Jimmy Hart there?
I think him and Hogan are a package deal.
But to me, he doesn't even talk.
Well,
it's still because it's probably hey, maybe Hogan was I want Jimmy Hart with me and to get Jimmy Hart a payday.
Maybe.
Might be.
I mean, finally,
'Cause
Terrible Leia is being nice to me.
Because
He's giving back.
Well, they work at the beach shop together. Like, I maybe not like work there, but I know Jimmy Hart shows up at like Hogan's beach shop a lot.
Oh,
Or he's
oh.
there. He might live in Florida too.
Maybe that's the
Okay.
reason. So that was like the first segment, pumping it up for Crown Jewel. We will have a review. John Paul and I, Ryan
But
refuses
instead,
to watch. So
don't you like how they do this match? And there's no build, there's no surprise. It's like, why should I watch Crown Jewel? You're just gonna give me this match
Yeah,
tonight on
for-
SmackDown.
already,
Right?
Yeah.
already,
It's already given away.
already.
So what's the point of watching now for Crown Jewel?
Already, yeah. So yeah, to me that set up the main event. Then we went to a tag team match. It was the New Day, Kofi and Big E because Xavier is hurt,
Is injured.
is injured. Achilles tendon. He's gonna be done for
There's
like
only
a little
one-
while.
quite a
this,
while,
this
isn't it?
match segment, whatever. There was only one good thing to come out of it.
Oh yeah, it was just that was
Crushing the pancake. What's going on here?
yeah.
Is
That's
this a heel turn? Is this because when has he? I wanted Kofi to come out. It's too late now. It's too long. It's dead.
Oh, big
he needed
time.
to come out and cut a promo about like not a heel turn or not forget the power of positivity, all that, but be like he never addressed Brock Lesnar.
that's the thing.
He never was like, guys, thank you for cheering me for these 5-6 months he was a champion, however long it was.
Can-
He never talked about that. He was always just he went from I got beat in 2 seconds to now I'm just back in the tag team division, no big deal.
Did somebody ever acknowledge, like,
Yeah.
hey, can I get another
When has a
tag
champion when has a
championship match, or can I
Yeah.
get a match for like a contendership? No, just go back to where we always
That's
were.
what I mean. So maybe, hopefully, this is the start of that, and we'll
Yeah.
see where it goes from
We'll
here.
see where it goes.
But I was surprised that Ziggler and Bobby Roode won.
Well, I mean, you had to give it to the heels, but then of course everybody else came out because the Revival came out,
Mhm.
Heavy Machinery came out, and of course there was a big brawl, and at the end
We're supposed to be excited for this tag team
The-
turmoil.
and the faces like come up and to crown the best in the world. I will keep saying that. It's not the best tag team in the
No,
world.
no.
And you know what? Something that absolutely I will just mention this. We watch other podcasts and everything, but the same thing that it was said here, other podcasters said. That like if neither one of the tag team champions win that match,
Oh yeah.
what the
What the hell is the point?
What the hell is the
And
point?
also, like I said, in WWE, this is the best in the world because they don't. What I say in the other video, they don't. To them, WWE is
that's
the only
their world. That's their own world.
That's the only promotion
That's
that
their only
exists.
world.
That's why they call their fans
The universe.
We're not fans. We're not referred to as fans. We're referred to as a universe.
And
Yeah.
that's why we refer as you, our group,
Yeah.
our family.
Yeah, because we're not even in WWE. We're not even people. Because a wrestling show should be booked to what the fans want,
Yes.
not to what the 80-year-old owner wants.
Or
Yeah.
intentionally like get people pissed off. So anyway, this took place right there, second match. There was a quick promo with Nikki Cross. She sounds to me they're ruining her so much because they're making it look like she's dumb.
hmm
She's absolutely because
Yeah, they took
Michael
they took
Cole
the
and Corey
cra-
Graves are like, "Hey Nikki, how are you? I'm good.
Yeah,
I love it."
they took the crazy. She's supposed to be like a psychopath, so she's gonna come off a little like kind of almost like Harley Quinn in Batman.
Yes.
Like she comes off crazy, but she knows what she's doing. She's smart. She's just a psychopath. But they took it where. No, we already have Harley Quinn, the hot Alexa Bliss, so we're just gonna make you an idiot.
Yep.
Instead of making you crazy and a psychopath, we're just gonna make
You
you.
know
an
what she
idiot.
reminds me of? She reminds me of like the girl from American Pie. Like this one time on Bandcamp, Alison Hannigan. Like,
Yeah.
I'm good.
But at least in that movie, she was smart.
At the end, you
At the
see.
end,
At
you
the
see-
end, how smart she is.
You see that she's intelligent.
At the end, but
So-
throughout the whole movie, she's portrayed as what? Like this one time in Bandcamp. Like this one time in Bandcamp. So I feel that to me is ruining her character.
Yeah.
And that was a small promo
Well,
that they
if
had
you're
over
asking
there.
me, the whole she was dead from when they got rid of Sanity because
Yeah.
I feel everybody was better together. Like all those them in singles roles aren't good.
Well, I mean, like Ryan and I like met her. She's a sweetheart, and
Well,
she's
yeah.
absolutely beautiful. Why can you repackage the girl in like a way that like she doesn't look,
I mean, but there's nothing wrong with her gimmick. They
If
they're
they
just-
portray the gimmick
Yeah.
correctly.
It-
Like the
she
best,
could be fine on a singles
The best
run
way I
with her
can
gimmick,
remember
but-
it is the Aleister Black
Yeah.
Gargano storyline,
Yeah.
where she was still that crazy,
Mhm.
but she was the one who knew who did it.
But that's the thing, yeah. Triple H knows how to take care of his people. As
Exactly.
where, like I said, all those members of Sanity, I feel, were still better together as a group. if broken off, they're still good if written correctly. It's just the main roster doesn't know how to handle these characters.
And I absolutely agree with both of you guys. Like, come on, like, don't put this girl in this kind of positions that, like, she looks absolutely clueless.
And to me, what is this all for? Is this just for a SmackDown Women's Championship match? They're probably going to do it on some episode of SmackDown because they're like, oh, our ratings are plummeting. So instead of saving it for maybe Survivor Series.
Yeah.
But is that what this is for? It's just...
And I feel bad for Nikki Cross.
Yeah, because she's probably going to lose. The storyline there is Sasha and Bayley, and if WWE doesn't see that, they're stupid.
Yeah, then we had another awful Drew Gulak moment because
So
he
he's-
actually had to fight the Lucha House Party.
Yeah, and he's back to... Well, what happened to the
He
to
went
the
to be
brawler?
he went
the
to
tough
be in a,
guy?
yeah they made him go back to the same character we had with Enzo.
And you know why, though?
He got
Vince
him
McMahon.
over. He got him
So-
over. He got him over, but he's getting his ass kicked all the time
But you know why you went back to that character.
because Vince
Vince
is
was
back.
in love with that character.
Yeah, Vince loves that. Like, gives statistics. He loves the. He had like
Because
439
Because
slides.
Vince loves it because he is a moron and he can sit there and he can laugh. To him, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
To him, he sits there, he watches Gulak do these things and he's laughing his ass off because he thinks wrestling is a parody show of guys going in the ring and having a sports contest.
I will mention something to both of you guys. I feel that's a huge statement. The guys, Vince writes for himself.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't write for everybody else.
Meltzer actually was the one who said that, though.
Yeah.
You know,
Meltzer was the one who said WWE is a parody of wrestling.
Yeah, and to me, that's why he.
Yeah, when he said
writes
that,
for
when-
himself.
When he
writes
said
for
that,
himself.
I was like, I want that on a T-shirt because that's like the best quote I've heard in years.
Yeah. To me, I will put Vince
Yeah.
writes for himself because that's what it is. So Braun Strowman comes out. He actually distracted Gulak and Kalisto hit Salida del Sol. If you ask me, Kalisto is still legit. We won a lot of titles. Thank you, Kalisto. And then, of course, Gulak got powerbomb by Strowman twice. I don't understand why these people will keep asking that. You've seen it, this crowd. Why? You see them 1,000 times, one more time. Strowman's dead.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Why
but-
do you want to see that?
I don't. I don't. That's why.
Why do you want to see that?
And again, this is me. Maybe they're just pumping that in there through the television.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Kevin Dunn.
Kevin Dunn.
Yeah, he's
you
a
know,
wizard in the production
Yeah.
truck.
He is. So I don't know that you're hearing that crowd reaction like you
Mm-mm.
think you're hearing it.
But what about by Ryan? He hits it one more time though. So or maybe
Yeah, but they could tell him, oh, we're gonna
yeah,
play one
maybe
more
do it
time.
again.
Yeah.
Maybe do
You know,
it
he
again.
can. They can say that to him. Like
Especially because he hits him. I'm sure I mean, I didn't see it, so I'm sure the ref goes up and he's probably like, no, don't do it again. But he's like, I'll do it again.
Yeah. So
You know,
after
the ref
that,
can tell him what's going on. So
after that, they have Michael Cole had an interview with Daniel Bryan, and the big question was, is the Yes movement back again? And he didn't agree or disagree. In the moment that he was about to answer, Shinsuke comes out with Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn took the whole promo, and he's like, well, you shouldn't go back to that. Let me show you some footage from a few months ago. And he goes back when Bryan turned heel, and he's like, I'm going to defend the planet. I'm going to become this guy and everything. At the end of that segment, we had 10 minutes of absolutely nothing because Daniel Bryan comes out. He went back to the back, and he never even answered. What do you do with Daniel Bryan?
I think they're going to keep him in this role where they don't know if he's like. This isn't a work. This is a shoot. They really don't know. They're like, we don't know what to do with Daniel Bryan, so we're just going to keep him in this obscure, is he a face, is he a heel, until we can actually figure out what to do with him. I think they don't know. I don't think this is a long-term story.
I would agree. I think it was a mistake that they put him in the tag team with Reigns.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get Reigns that rub.
Especially because they didn't do the heel turn. They didn't do the three-man Rowan,
Right.
Harper, and
And
Bryan.
Bryan.
They didn't do the
If
turn.
you didn't do the heel turn, you should have never done it.
Yeah.
You should have never done it.
Because now they're screwed.
Yeah. Because to me, that was the big mistake that they did. They only did it, to get Reigns a pop to me. And it's not going to help Reigns in the long run.
No.
They've done that so many times now that, I don't know why they don't see it's not going to work. And now, to me, Bryan, you're not going to ever get where he was back in 2013. Where he had all that momentum, that
Yes,
Austin-like
movement.
pop. You're never going to get that again.
No.
So to me, he was better off being a heel because he had a great heel run, and he never should have lost the title to Kofi.
But see, that's the thing. Look how over Kofi was, though. Imagine if you book Kofi correctly after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
He'd still be over. That's the thing with Bryan. You keep him heel and you use him to get these guys over. But WWE, they don't care about their talent. Kofi Mania was getting bigger than I ever thought it would.
Yeah.
And WWE, they had to nip that in the bud. They're like, we don't want Kofi Mania to be a hashtag that has more views than WWE. We can't have a single superstar be bigger than us.
Yep.
So
it happens many times.
They shut everybody down. So that's the thing where instead of using Bryan in that role to build people up, WWE doesn't want to use their veterans to build people up because they don't want anybody built up.
Yeah.
Because who's a young star currently in WWE that people care about? That's like a number one guy. You think he's the future.
Well,
we have people there. We could say Ricochet, Andrade, but
Buddy Murphy.
Yeah, but they're not portraying them. Who's being portrayed like that? No one.
Nobody's being portrayed as
one.
number one.
No one.
Because I will tell you, when you mention Andrade, why do you need like 10 minutes to beat Sin Cara? And you need Selena's help.
Well, that's what I mean. They
Yeah.
have ruined that guy to the point of no return.
Not even Charlotte can help this cause.
So going back to the original, what we were saying before we get too off topic, that the whole thing is they don't know what they're doing with Daniel Bryan because they don't know what they're doing with anybody because they're so worried about having none of these guys get over because they don't want.
They don't want AEW to even like go.
They don't want it. They don't. Yeah, they
go bigger than be competing with them, and yeah, they don't. I think they book on a week-to-week basis.
They book on like a 2 hours before the show.
Yeah,
it's pretty much that.
Yeah, it's just so sloppy, and you can tell.
Because these shows don't have continuity.
No.
They don't have anything.
And I think we all thought that the move to Fox was going to do a lot of benefit. It was going to be very good for them. It actually turned out to be worse.
I wasn't
superstars thought that.
I wasn't excited, but I was looking forward because I'm like, if a change is going to happen, it's going to be now. It's now or never. And I see it, and now I know it's never. Unless something drastic happens.
We know when it's going to happen. When Ryan has mentioned this in so many of our videos.
There'll be a party on Rope Break Live.
When there's a few, I don't know if we should celebrate the death of a person, but I mean we will be
when he steps down. When
the XFL is released, where Triple H will have more control, and then
Ryan and I will meet up.
And then it will
champagne,
and then we will do the Austin thing.
Yeah.
Boom. So I feel that that's how they didn't do anything to me because he's about to say something. Why you bring Nakamura and Sami Zayn? There's no reason.
Because they're trying to build intrigue because they're like, oh, maybe someone will tune in next week to try to find out what Daniel Bryan said. And I bet you any money he won't even be on the show.
Yeah. Because and that's one of the things, he has creative control of his character. Say something. He's like, I'm done. I'm lost in translation. I'm completely lost in the shuffle.
But I don't know. You don't know what's going on backstage. I mean, hopefully there's long-term booking, but would Daniel Bryan book himself in this Roman Reigns thing?
Probably not. I really don't
think he would.
For example, he did book himself to lose to Buddy Murphy.
The only thing that I will say is to save this storyline is you have somehow, after this crown jewel garbage is over, you have Roman and Nakamura feud. But you also have Nakamura and Daniel Bryan in a little conflict. But then you have Roman kind of come in, boom. They have maybe a match or two. He gets the belt, and he's the champ.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'm the IC champ. I beat Nakamura. And he tries to pump up Nakamura's reign, which was uneventful. And then Daniel Bryan, maybe they can feud again. And he's like, no, you took that, that belt should have been mine. You took this opportunity from me. I was already, feuding with him. I had a match. And then you build a feud there. So maybe Nakamura is just a pit stop in their feud.
Hopefully. They should do Roman against Daniel Bryan for the longest time. I mean, we've seen this before, but I mean, it's the only reason to get both of them.
Not that you need the belt. This would benefit the belt more than the two guys. But have that be that will be the IC match at WrestleMania.
That could
Imagine that. That'd be a good match.
They already done this feud before, but I mean, it's the only way to put him in a program that is actually meaningful for both of them. So then we went to Cain Velasquez, Rey Mysterio come out. They had a face-to-face with Brock Lesnar. Took forever for the situation to happen. Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar, they're out somewhere, Titantron, and they're like, oh, hold on. You need to you're missing somebody. Mysterio and Velasquez, they look completely like clueless. Well, what's going on? And then they show Dominic. Brock Lesnar had already beat up Dominic.
That's how we felt after watching Raw and then this show.
Oh, yeah.
And then, that's how we felt. Absolutely done. And, of course, Mysterio and Cain Velasquez ran to check on Dominic.
I heard when Kane was running, it didn't look too pretty.
Oh, no. It's like he, for example, he doesn't show emotion. Mm-hmm. So you'll see Mysterio saying so many things in Spanish. Oh, my God, my son, Dominic. Oh.
And then this is God's son, and he's just...
And he's like... It's normal that
the guy had no because when you're in the UFC, you're just going out there to beat someone up.
Yeah, and then
there's no we gotta take you to the performance center. The cameras are gonna be here, and you gotta look this way, and you gotta have this expression, and you gotta no teaching.
And also he's rushed, so they rush this guy out. So they go to where the trainers when they're checking on Dominic, and Brock Lesnar comes from the back. He hits him with a trash can, and then he does the F5 on both, on Mysterio and Cain Velasquez. Mm-hmm. And the one I did like that segment just because he did the F5 on Cain Velasquez and then falling on Dominic.
And the whole thing is with WWE's booking, that would mean Kane's going over.
Yeah,
that will mean.
But clearly, he's not going to because rumor has it Vince isn't impressed with him at all.
Yeah, Ryan mentioned that also. You said that in the review that
and
he's
also,
not even impressed.
Another quick thing to talk about backstage stuff earlier, how you said the superstars were the ones who were looking forward to the move the most. Apparently, the backstage morale. This is the worst morale has been even back a couple months ago when the ratings were a big deal and people were like, "Oh, this is the worst ratings
really
ever."
Bad.
I've read that
It's worse now than it was then.
Oh, it is terrible.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be? You're not being portrayed as good.
So that's the thing. It's not just the fans that we're being selfish or we're, demanding too much. Even the people who are out there doing this are discouraged.
The wrestlers itself, they probably feel bad.
Yeah.
Themselves.
No
if
doubt.
you come in and they, to any job, you come into your...
But listen, that's the thing. Why don't they need to form... I'm not trying to get all political, but they should form some kind of union or something or be like, we're not going to do this. Because clearly, it's not like people are beating down WWE's doors to sign. Because
They tried to do that.
Everyone's going to AEW, but they can just sit at home. Pull Sasha Banks. Why don't they all just sit at home?
Jesse the Body tried to form the union.
They should just.
But Hogan was the one who dropped the dime on him.
Yeah.
They should just all sit at home. Just don't show up. What's Vince going to do? Who's he going to put a show on with?
That's true, but they have contracts though.
You need everybody to get together then.
And also, the contract will.
But what does the contract do?
The contracts will say you're not going to get paid
paid.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Then they don't get paid.
But see, you're not going to get
But that's what I mean.
But they have to have money saved up, put away to be I'm going to hold out for 6 months.
That's
what I mean. Are you actually going to do that?
And of course, and this happened to us. In any other job. When you try to gather people, one of them or two are gonna just back out, and they're just gonna go.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's tough without a union, but
it's tough. But it is a good idea. But that to me, again, the main event scene with Velasquez and Brock Lesnar. Hopefully, Velasquez doesn't win because that would be really terrible for the championship, for him, and whoever's watching the product.
Was Bailey on the show?
No, Bailey wasn't even featured. They didn't have.
They had the one Lacey Evans.
They had a Lacey Evans squash match. Just 2 seconds. She actually played it off. She was about to get counted out, and then within 8 seconds, when 2 seconds remaining, women's right done. Why? Why do we need to even mention about this?
No.
It's is that how you're gonna attack shows like NXT and AEW with the women's right? It's not working. So, anyway, we just gotta mention the main event, and the 3-on-3, and of course who won. The Faces. Mm-hmm. Faces win.
It was 2 members from Team Flair, and then it was Cesaro, wasn't it?
They got Cesaro
it was Ali Ali, Reigns,
Shorty, Gable, and Reigns,
and then it was Cesaro.
And it was Cesaro, Nakamura, and King Corbin. Or Baron Corbin.
Corbin.
Because, of course, he has the worst booking ever, and they had a segment to pumped up WWE backstage, because that's the thing that actually debuted it yesterday. The first inaugural episode, Finn Balor was in the show. Great interview because they actually asked him about what we're going to talk about in a little bit. So we're going to hold on to that thought. But they kept going with the match. The Faces win, and then Baron Corbin attacked Reigns just to go to the backstage thing. Of course, they set up a match for next week. Reigns against Baron Corbin.
But who wants to see that?
And the fact that they
I guess it's better than Corbin and Gable.
But they have the audacity to say that's a blockbuster paper, like main event.
But we've seen it how many
We've
times?
seen it 1,000 times.
Like, what do you expect? Of course, like Corey Gray, and Michael Cole, of course they're going to promote it. They're going to be like, you need to check it.
But if you go on YouTube and you put Roman Reigns versus Baron Corbin, you're going to find it 10,000 times because they fought so much. Anyway, that closes SmackDown Live. For us, I don't think it's doing anything.
No.
The show
it's worse on Fox.
It's worse on Fox. It's been really miserable. Even from week 1. We did a review from that.
And wasn't it on FS1? It wasn't actually just on Fox?
It was on FS1 because of the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
It was the World Series, and also because they have backstage after that.
So WWE's going to come out and they're going to say that's why they booked a medium show. They didn't want to save any heavy hitters, any big programs.
I mean, if they, I don't think they have a big program as it is.
But that'll be the excuse.
That will be the excuse.
To the stockholders and
yes. So now let's talk about somewhat like better wrestling. NXT. NXT had Nia Ripley going against Bianca Belair. Good match. Did you enjoy that?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I like both these women.
Oh,
Both are extremely competitive. Both powerhouses in the ring, I want to say. You know, I mean, Bianca Belair, I'm really looking forward to what she's going to be able to do. I don't know what it is about her. I like the sort of hair thing that she does.
When she uses
the whip.
When she uses the hair as like a weapon, is the best.
That's the thing. They let these women go out there and they let them get themselves over. They let them be themselves, be their own gimmick, and get over. Where on WWE, all the women have to come out and they all say the same thing. They all act the same way. They all look the same. That's why NXT, they all look different.
They're all their different entity, and I like.
Yeah, the main roster doesn't know how to like help these wrestlers get over.
Yeah.
To me, that's Triple H.
But Triple H and NXT, Shawn Michaels, everybody that's producing the show actually helps them to get over even more. Like, be yourself, but an enhanced version of yourself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, who do you think is going to challenge Shayna Baszler for War Games?
Well, is that what it's going to be, or do you think they might do like a War Games match with the women? Because what was the interference?
Well, Io Shirai interfered, and also Candice LeRae.
Yeah.
If there's a championship match, there has to be one because there hasn't been a championship match. I will say maybe they should do Fatal 5-Way. I don't know.
I could see that.
I don't know about the War Games yet, but
I mean, I could see the War Games match being set up, especially because I feel like there is no contender right now, and maybe I don't know. You build some kind of story through the War Games and set up a contender. Because, I mean, we always, people saying, when is Shayna going to get called up? When is she going to drop the title? It might be something where you see Asuka now and Kairi Sane, they're kind of flirting with the tag teams to get into that later. Mm-hmm. What if they lose to Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai? That's what they're going. Is that what they lose to them? Then Asuka's there. Maybe they kind of get involved in this women's division. Shayna Baszler gets close to, I don't know how close she is.
To Asuka's reign.
It gets close to Asuka's reign, and it could be that, you could build it where it's real close, and Asuka's like, no, you're not.
You're not going to get my title,
Yeah, and then...
That would be nice.
You build something with that. That's because I'm all about long term. I don't like...
Yeah.
Shayna's had the title so long, she doesn't need to drop it at War Games, in my opinion.
What about you? Like, would you rather see like a Fatal 5-Way, everybody involved, or would you like to see these women inside of War Games, like, scenario?
It would be neat to do a War Games type thing, simply because the women haven't been able to do that yet. So I would like to see that. Plus, has there been any build-up for War Games?
That's the thing. Hasn't been any.
I haven't seen like.
There's not a single match built or announced yet for War Games.
So,
because to me, I don't know if Undisputed Era is going to be in War Games, because who would they even go against? That's why I was thinking the women.
Yeah. Well, what about you?
Again, I don't know, just because there hasn't been any solid...
This week of NXT, I feel, has been the first really intriguing, good week. Not like that they haven't been good before, but since AEW. Because people were, all paying attention to AEW. Now this with the, everything that happened with Finn Balor, and they're slowly starting, it was a little shaky, now they're getting settled. And I think then the following week will really build towards War Games.
Yeah, we'll see what happens about that. Now mention like Angel Garza, and he had a match, and he had a stare down with Leo Rush. So you see that they feuding for the Cruiserweight Championship.
But isn't 205 Live going to be on?
They're gonna I don't.
Is that a different championship? Because this is the NXT Cruiserweight Championship.
No.
Correct?
It's the same Cruiserweight Championship that like they had before.
It's the same purple belt.
I thought they changed it.
Oh, is that what they did?
I thought they changed.
Because I saw a thing 205 Live is going to be on SmackDown.
Is that what you saw? Because I thought and I saw rumors saying that 205 Live is going to be merged onto the NXT.
Yeah, this was just today. It said because it had it was Isaiah Swerve Scott was on. It was after SmackDown last night.
Oh, okay.
I think he was on. I forget who he went against.
Okay.
But then it said 205 Live is going to be on Fox. Fox wants it.
Oh wow! Like they keep pulling that
Yeah,
the
that's what I mean,
the same
so-
agenda that you have to watch 205 Live after SmackDown when the crowd is absolutely dead and they want to go home. So that was really neat to me to see Angel Garza. He's a really good wrestler. He's like a version to me of a Rey Mysterio and Alberto Del Rio combined because he has the character, he has like the arrogance, he has like a prick mentality, and he's really good in the ring. Like he does a lot of springboard moves. He's really good when it comes to like aerial stuff. So I feel that like he's going to be feuding with Leo Rush. It's going to be a great match.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be just a really, really great match. What about you? Do you think along the lines it was going to be a good feud?
I think it will be. They're both very good in the ring.
Yeah.
High flying.
Yep.
You didn't mention that he beat Jack Gallagher, which upset me. We met him at WrestleMania.
He was nice.
And that was a short match too, wasn't it?
I think it was and to me, I feel bad for Gallagher because he was a good wrestler. He had got a lot of potential. Everybody
Yeah, he was over.
Get again to the gimmick with the
over.
umbrella and everything. The gentleman Jack Gallagher, he was nice to us. I want to say that. But he had to stare down with Leo Rush, so you clearly see that like nobody wants to see Jack Gallagher in the main event program. So we're gonna move to Matt Riddle and Cameron Grimes. Great match. Good way to start the show. Matt Riddle, a lot of people love him. You love Matt Riddle, I
Yeah.
think. You don't like the dude that much. Is he growing a little bit for you?
For me,
Or
he's
still-
definitely grown on me. I just don't like that he wrestles in bare feet and is just in boxer shorts. That
Yeah.
kind of bothers me. And the whole bro persona bothers me.
His gimmick. So you don't like his gimmick, essentially.
I'm not
yeah.
a-
The
I'm
theme
not
song,
a-
the theme things about
you
it.
admit he's good in the ring. He
Oh,
has
no
talent,
doubt.
He's
I
great.
will never.
The gimmick.
I
it
will
is.
never say anything against his wrestling ability or anything.
He's good. Yeah,
He's very good.
He's a good wrestler.
talent.
That's why I
wise.
think he gets under a lot of people's skin.
Yeah.
Like, I know Seth Rollins hates him. There's that feud and everything else.
I
but-
feel that like his attitude because I just feel he comes out as a prick. He comes out like a very stuck up.
Yeah.
He's like I'm way better than you. I have this background of MMA.
I mean, he is better than almost a lot of people, though. I mean, I'm not saying he should be like that, but I mean, this is a business where you kind of got to look out
And
for
I
yourself.
feel that like it's because
He's
has
very
like
good.
he has
Yeah.
like that pass of like the smoking, the weed, and all of it. The bro gimmick itself is like promoting like like I'm high a lot or
And Rollins should not be one
Yeah.
to talk.
to talk, go on social media, do any trash talking. I love that Jim Ross came back at him after he trashed, AEW.
And Kenny Omega, yeah.
Because
Minor leagues.
he said, dude, maybe one day you'll be as over as your girlfriend.
hmm
Oh my gosh.
Well, what are your thoughts
Jim
about?
Ross.
Very quick, saying like Seth Rollins said, you can come meet me at the big leagues when you stop like just roaming around in the minor leagues. What are your thoughts about
Well,
Seth Rollins calling Kenny Omega out?
He has to say that. It's the same thing where Kenny Omega, like, he had to go out and say, like, oh, NXT's minor leagues. So I think this was just Seth Rollins counterattacking by using the same terminology, minor
Like
league.
defending, yeah.
But it's like, you don't even need to say anything because now the ratings are out. The people know. People want to see AEW. They don't want to see Monday Night Raw. It's obvious.
They don't want to see Monday
He's
Night
going
Raw.
out there and making himself look like even more of an idiot.
Yep.
Just don't say anything. It's easier to just say nothing at all.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I will say
Because if I was a wrestler in WWE and they asked me my opinions, I'd be like, hey, they're doing what they're going to do in Jacksonville and we're doing our thing.
I will say that.
That's
Keep it
it.
simple.
That's
yeah,
it.
Jericho even comment on it and say he called NXT the minor leagues because he said we have, of course him, Moxley, Pac, Cody, Goldust. Those are people. Those are names that people know.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you go and say, hey, Angel Garza, and if you say, hey, even Matt Riddle,
Mm-hmm.
so
And
a lot of people don't know.
That's the thing.
Even Adam Cole, they don't know who Adam
listen
Cole
to
is.
this. That's the thing. You talk about Matt Riddle is in your top 5 for guys in NXT. He's in there for like their top 5, men who they're promoting. He's in there. Why is Seth Rollins, who is WWE's number 1, why is he burying Matt Riddle on social media?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you
Yeah,
shouldn't. You shouldn't
yeah.
be your own. The people that work in the same company
Yeah.
as you. At least stick up for them. Don't say anything.
That would
wrong.
be like if Brock Lesnar was on Twitter, which he probably don't even have. That'd be like if he was on Twitter saying, "Oh, Adam Cole is garbage. Adam
Yeah.
Cole can't wrestle." Like, why would one champion bury?
another superstar. You
Like,
shouldn't be
what?
doing that.
That don't even make
but,
any sense.
But what Ryan said, that's the best way that you could say it. A lot of people are calling him a clown. And he's acting like a baby. But Jim Ross said it the best. I hope one day you're as over as your girlfriend.
Yep.
And that's all. That's all the risk.
I like what Jim Ross said because that hurts him more than going, "Oh, Seth Rollins, you're an idiot," or "You're a clown."
because that's when you touch family stuff, and especially since they're engaged and everything.
Not just that, you're attacking, like you said, somebody who he's close to, but it's also he's getting hit with the truth and he's getting hit with something he can't change.
Yeah, because of
Because
course
he knows.
Becky is always going to be
Because deep down
always-
he knows that the fans hate him and he's not over. He's only over because WWE pushes him, and
Yeah.
Becky Lynch is a lot more loved.
and Becky Lynch actually got over through her own effort. Yep. So we have this match. It was really good.
Yeah,
I will say,
and it was nice because Cameron Grimes he was being booked in them 10-second matches.
yeah,
So then you actually see he's can go the distance in a long match.
he did.
And Matt Riddle, he couldn't squash Matt Riddle in 6 seconds.
Nope.
He had to go in this
he
long
had
match.
to actually cut it.
And then there was an interaction with Tyler Bate. So it was all. This was there's good storytelling. We're finally seeing NXT telling the good stories now instead of just booking random takeover matches.
Yes, I feel that their Triple H is actually operating with a little bit of a careful thought. Now he's being patient to see what AEW is doing. It's okay, now we're going to do our stuff. Just wait a little bit, don't get
But see, I think that was all. I think that
disappointed.
was all the Vince McMahon objective. I think if it was up to Triple H, he would have been okay, we got to do 2 hours. That's fine, but we're just going to keep telling our story. Vince was probably no, you got to put on your best matches. Put these matches on.
I feel that
And that
Vince
was-
definitely
It
within
had a
the
lot of
first-
input
a
when
lot
it
of
came to
input
that.
in the first
When it
couple
came
weeks.
to that, yes.
And then now that Vince probably sees that Monday Night Raw and SmackDown are the ratings are going down the tube, he's worrying about that, and now his eyes are off NXT, and Triple H is
now it's
okay,
Triple
good.
H, okay, now
can...
I can do my own thing.
Yep.
So I feel that was a good match. Matt Riddle probably has the best knee strike after Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
The V-trigger.
That's why those two need to go at it.
Yeah, they
would be
someday.
nice.
Matt
Because
Riddle
it will
needs
be,
to get out of
it will be the
WWE.
big trigger against those knees that Matt Riddle does. At the end of the day, Matt Riddle won the match, which is good because he deserves a main event spot.
Yeah, that's the right person.
Then we're
win.
gonna go to what took place. Let me see. Oh, the Passion Police, Fandango
against
and Tyler Breeze with Scott against the Forgotten Sons. Fandango and Tyler Breeze, they won the match with Isaiah Scott. Yeah, good match. I feel that Fandango and Breeze, they have a better attitude when it comes to NXT. They feel more comfortable.
I don't know if this is going to be a tag team title feud, and then maybe the winner of this number one contenders, but because the Forgotten Sons won before, and now they got their win back.
Yeah.
But where does Isaiah Scott go? Is he stay in this? Is he just going to be one of those mid card guys that bounces around? He has more talent than that. I don't just where do they go from here?
We'll see
Kinda
where they go. I mean,
do we want to keep seeing these two teams feud?
Well,
Not
said
really.
that
It's a good match.
a lot of
but
people think that the Forgotten Sons are very bland.
That's what I mean.
Very
It's
bland, and if they don't have another 3 guys, then it becomes always the disadvantage factor. So I don't know where they're going to go with that.
Yeah, but I mean,
and there's not really a team for the Undisputed Era to feud with.
That's true.
So they could be one. They could do a triple threat. You could do the Forgotten Songs. You could do Fandango for Tyler Breeze, and do the Undisputed Era. So that could be something that you could explore. It was a decent match. Like I said, Fandango, Tyler Breeze. their attitudes and their styles are a lot better in NXT than when they were in the main roster.
Well, they can go.
They can go.
They
Yeah.
can go if you let them go.
And
They were
Fandango was
portrayed-
a decent wrestler.
No, Tyler Breeze is a hell of a wrestler.
Yeah.
You know, you watch his whole NXT stuff. He's really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you need to let him
Let him go.
go. You can't just don't have him job out to people.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you said about his old NXT stuff, and this is nothing against him because he's probably my favorite Japanese wrestler of all time. But you watch a match with him and Jushin Thunder Liger at the One Takeover, the better man in the ring is Tyler Breeze. Because, I mean, at his age, but you never think you'd say that about Jushin Thunder Liger, like, oh, this guy who takes selfies is better than this legend.
Yeah,
well,
that's
Tyler Breeze is good.
He is. He's very
He
good.
was always good. To me, the whole gimmick, they didn't portray him like better when it came to the main roster because to me, are you going to really go behind a guy that takes selfies?
What did I say earlier? When Triple H brings these guys in, they probably have a gimmick in mind for them, but the person coming in has a gimmick. They work together and they make it.
And they make the
Vince
gimmick.
goes, when you come up to him,
You're going to play by my rules.
yeah, he's going, like, does it make him laugh? Or does he find you attractive and he puts you in one category, or does he think you're really cool like Roman Reigns? Then he puts you in one category or the other.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now let's talk about something that has been way different. Something that actually was cool to see. Number one contenders for the Tag Team Women's Championship. Tegan Knox and Dakota Kai against the Horsewomen. And something that is not being done in the main roster. And now we get it on NXT.
I mean, the main roster has definitely had, like, number one tag team contender matches for the women, but they definitely weren't booked correctly, shown off
And-
correctly.
and
Like, this
we
was
don't- we don't
this
see them
first
a
made
lot
it feel
either.
like legit because this are two teams.
And see, for example, William Regal announced that.
Yeah.
We don't get like the
That's-
fact that like we get a women's tag team match and all of a
And
sudden the
that's-
winner
that's the
becomes
whole
the number
thing.
one contender.
That's the whole thing between the difference main roster and NXT. It's just a presentation. How you present it.
More respect to the fans.
Yeah.
So did you like that? I know you love Tegan Knox
I like Dakota Kai as well.
and Dakota Kai.
They're to me,
Yeah, the right team won.
they did
For sure.
Yeah, no doubt. So I mean, I like it. At least the tag team championships are getting portrayed a little bit better. I like that Asuka and Kyrie are going to be defending it
Mhm.
In NXT.
in NXT, Raw, SmackDown.
Something that Sasha and Bailey wanted to do.
Yes.
And
And
this
they were
is,
not allowed to.
this is what I'm going to say on this. I like the right team won because the horsewomen, they haven't been portrayed good. They're just Shayna's lackeys.
Yes.
I think you need to start building them now. Get the two of them over as a team. Don't have people go, oh, they're Shayna's lackeys. Have people be like, oh, that's Marina Shafir and that's
And Jessamine
Jessamine
Duke.
Duke. Have it like you know who they are.
But
And then-
I don't think they're ready yet.
And also, I would almost
They need
have
to get a little-
They're green.
I would have Team Kick. I'd have them beat the Kabuki Warriors. I think. And then because if you notice, they have Kairi Sane is booked in a match against Becky Lynch from Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Like it's just why would you have it? Like that would be like taking Scott Dawson is going to be going against
Yeah.
Roman Reigns
It's just
on SmackDown.
you
It's
know,
like it doesn't make sense.
It's because again, it's one show or
Yeah.
one brand going against another brand.
yeah, they don't work together.
They exchange wrestlers.
But that's why maybe I'm thinking Triple H was like, because WWE, they don't care about the prestige of the titles or
Yeah.
anything.
Nope.
So Triple H might be like, oh, why don't you guys you don't have to worry about them tag team women's titles. Drop them to NXT.
It might be.
And
It might be
then
something.
NXT
that
is going to take care of them, and now we'll get some prestige back to these
the
titles.
only reason that I will say it will maybe not happen because I wouldn't made Asuka go in this new green mist kind of heelish
But then
persona that she's
Mhm.
portraying now. So I will say that
Mhm.
like the Kabuki Warriors
Yeah.
will keep the titles, but it's nice to see that like NXT is being represented as one
Mhm.
part of the whole WWE thing.
Yeah.
And when are these titles supposed to be defended?
Next week.
Because the only thing I would say too is if they're going to be changing hands, that's not going to make the titles look prestigious.
But that's what I mean.
Either.
No, this is you're going to like then with Team Kick. That's like this would be the inaugural champion. Like to me, it would be history's erased, and then hopefully Triple H can start from the ground up and build it. Because you're going to have to
You can try.
at some point when whether it's with the Kabuki Warriors or Team Kick, whoever, at some point you're going to have to be. This is the reset because they gave it to Sasha and Bailey, which was good, but they
But then-
screwed up. and then it got worse, and it's like we
the
need to
Iconics was really worse.
You need to restart. So it's whenever they pick
Alexa
the restart
and Nikki,
point.
not really a tag team.
Yeah.
So this is probably going to be almost a year with the titles in contention. It's going to be the first time that those titles are going to be defended in and actually with two legit teams.
Yeah, and I only want the titles off the Kabuki Warriors because you can do so much more with each of them as a single star.
If you're willing to do it,
and you said what you said about the face paint, and you're like, oh, about them debuting it and then have her lose the belt. But then you got to have it where Kairi eats the pin, Asuka beats the shit out of her. Kairi's a baby face then through and through because the crowd's going to be like, you know, what the heck? Why would you beat her up? And then Asuka goes on this heel run. Maybe she feuds with Becky or or are they on SmackDown?
No, they are on the
Raw. They on Raw?
They're on Raw.
Oh, yeah, because Kairi's going against Becky.
Yeah.
Feud with Becky, and then Kairi can be a baby face then. Then you have the two dynamic, and you start building just your women's division.
You never know. You can pull the trigger in any way.
You can definitely
go so many routes.
The only thing I would worry about is you have Asuka do that, I think she would get cheered.
Yeah.
Big time.
Well, yeah, because people because that's the thing, we're all marks. We're all smart to the business. We all know that Asuka's been booked badly and this and that, and it's like when we see her go heel, that's what we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know that they would be cheering Kairi as much as the babyface just because everybody wants Asuka to be that.
I mean, to me, I would like them to be rebranded, get rid of the Kabuki Warriors, and have them. They don't need to